Hey, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be yet another book haul. You've seen the title, you know what time it is. 2 disclaimers before you get started. Number 1, I'm literally just a girl, okay? If I do in fact buy what I feel like buying, because at the end of the day, I have to experience a period every month. And then second of all, my brother treated me to all of these books. Technically, it didn't even count for real. I got books, but that's not, you know, you get it. Anyway, I made some peppermint tea in my little Winnie the Pooh mug. The first stack we're gonna do is my Barnes stack, and then I'm gonna show y'all the books that I got from Second & Charles used. This is what I got from Barnes. I got 21 books in total, 10 from Barnes, 11 from Second & Charles. Y'all know that I read a little bit of everything. I literally read every single genre. I do not judge. I bought some mystery, I bought some horror, I bought some fantasy, I bought some romance, I bought middle grade to YA. I don't judge. If a good book is a good book is a good book. That's also why this haul is a little bit unhinged, because I have a lot on my TBR because I literally don't judge. So go make you some tea because we may be here for a second. But I owe y'all 2 videos this week because I missed last week's upload. So go make you some tea, go get a little snack, and let's talk about the books I just bought. Or my brother just bought for me. Hey! Starting off with my Barnes & Noble stack. Bridgerton On the Way to the Wedding by Julia Quinn and Bridgerton to Sir Philip with Love by Julia Quinn. I guess I'm reading this series backwards because this book is book 8, which is Gregory's story, and it's the first Bridgerton book that I read from the official series. I did read Queen Charlotte maybe 2 months ago. I started reading this book this month. When I tell you, I ate it up. Julia know how to write. Julia wrote this book for real. Talk about boy obsessed. Talk about boy obsessed. Talk about pathetic men. I need Gregory so bad. Anyway, I had to get this book as soon as possible. The second I walked into Barnes, I ran straight to the back, to the mass market paperback section. Got this one, got this one. This one is Eloise's story, and this book intrigued me the most out of the rest of the Bridgerton books because Philip and Eloise, from what I understand, are writing correspondence to each other. Those are the first 2. Starting off strong. Evil Roots, Killer Tales of the Botanical Gothic. Thank you. Give it to me now. Thank you. This is a short story collection of some pretty popular writers and their stories centered around botanical things. One of them is a meat-hungry flower. Just some kind of gory, gruesome, horror-esque botanical short stories. Thank you. I'm obsessed with plant science. I'm obsessed with biology. I'm obsessed with botany. Stories centered around plants. Any type of story with an enchanted forest or sentient plants. Anything weird and spooky like that in relation to plants and botany. I need it. I need it. I'm eating it up. I don't care if the book is good or bad. I'm biased. The next one. Night and Day by Virginia Woolf. It's Virginia Woolf. I honestly don't need to know anything else. Y'all know I have a shrine for this woman on my bookshelf. I've never pretended that this woman is not my favorite author. One thing about me, I do favorites bad. And Virginia is indeed one of my favorites. So if she has ever done anything bad in her lifetime, please don't tell me. I would wish to not know. First sentence on the back says, Virginia Woolf's delicate second novel is both a love story and a social comedy. Let me stop you right there. Thank you. As y'all know, Read Caribbean Month is next month. For this June, I really want to try to pick up The Book of Night Women by Marlon James. This book sounds fantastic. First of all, a little blurb on the front says, beautifully written and devastating. Written in the spirit of Toni Morrison and Alice Walker. but in a style of his own. Yeah. Yeah, I needed that. Yeah. The book is actually about this woman named Lilith who is born into slavery in Jamaica and is coming of age during the time in which they're planning for a slave revolt, from what I've gathered from the back of the book. Yeah. In the cover, beautiful and stunning. I do have a lot on my TBR for June though, because I want to do Re-Caribbean. I have a Re-Caribbean TBR, a normal TBR, and a Juneteenth TBR. I play no games in June. What everybody's Black History Month TBR looks like in February, that's what my June TBR looks like for some reason. Probably because that's when Juneteenth is. And I celebrate Juneteenth like it's a religious holiday. I play no games. I get down on Juneteenth. For me, in terms of holidays, it's Christmas, Juneteenth. Bayou Classic. So, that's on my Re-Caribbean Month TBR and Juneteenth TBR. I may make a whole video about my Juneteenth TBR, Black History, Re-Caribbean TBR if you guys want to know. So, let me know if you want that. Another book that I'm so excited about, and if you're a fantasy girly, I know you're going to eat this up, and you're going to be so excited that I'm starting this series, because I'm so excited that I'm starting this series. I know, okay, let me just show you the book first. Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. I know that the Farseer trilogy comes before, but I'm just not incredibly interested in it. I really don't mind like watching spoiler-filled reading vlog on the Farseer trilogy just so I know what's going on going into this book, if it's kind of like you need to know those plot points before reading this. I don't mind doing that, but I don't know if I'm going to necessarily read the Assassin's Apprentice Farseer trilogy before this. I may read it in general like after this, but this is like, y'all know I desperately want to be a pirate. If I met a woman that looked like me and was well read and was a pirate and she was like, oh, you want to be me? I'd be like, yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. If my first 3 plans for my life don't work out, you know what, girl? You tried your best at this point. Go ahead and chase your dreams for real. This is such my niche type of fantasy. This book is a book about pirates and wizardry, and it's set on this ship that is sentient. I'm gonna eat it up. I'm gonna eat it up regardless. Like, this could literally be the worst book ever, and I'm going to be grubbing. I'm so intrigued by Robin Hobb. I want to get into a good chunk of her backlist, hopefully this year, but like, don't quote me. Yeah, the TBR is insane at this point for this year, so don't hold me to that, but I really do want to get into her this year. I'm very, very interested in this book, and it's ticking off a lot of boxes for me. This book is also 830 pages long, so just this book alone is a lot of content to consume, and I think it's 3 in this series, this Ship of Magic series, which is also called The Live Ship Traders. I truly believe that summer is the season for fantasy, so I will probably be getting into this summer. This is on my regular June TBR. Nobody hit me up in June. I'm apparently going to be very busy. Then I have The Borrower by Rebecca Mackay. I have read The Great Believers by Rebecca Mackay. That book had me contorted, rolled up in a ball, sobbing my eyes out. I've never cried so hard for a book. I need it again. This book is following a woman named Lucy who is a children's librarian, and she is both the kidnapper and kidnapped when her favorite patron, a teenager named Ian, runs away from home. Basically, what I'm gathering from the back of the book is that she tries to go and find Ian, ? After he runs away from home. He has this overbearing mother who's like very strict on what Ian can read. Loser. No shade, like no shade. But I work at the library and there is a lot of mothers like that. Like, girl, what you think they gonna find in that book? For real. Pissing me clean off. Anyway, girl, let's get back to the synopsis. Pardon me. I think she ends up finding Ian and she embarks on this road trip with him, And it's kind of a book about like, is it just Ian that's running away? Should Lucy be trying to save a boy from his own parents? And about like the moral complex of modern day society. What should you do? What's the right thing to do in certain situations? That kind of vibe. And also hopefully a lot of commentary on libraries and book bans, and I'm kind of trusting that this is going to be a very good read for me. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. Have heard a lot about this book. Have heard that the girls are literally sick to their stomach crying about this book, and I can't wait for that to be me. I'm not really sure what this book is about, but I saw it and I haven't seen this book in a bookstore in years, so I was like, I'm gonna take that home with me. It's a letter from a son to a mother who cannot read, talking about some family history rooted in Vietnam. Enough said, honestly. Welcome to the Hunam Dong Bookshop by Huang Bo Riem, translated by Shauna Tan. What I gathered from the back of the book was that this is a book about a woman who's like, actually I'm gonna quit my job and open a bookstore. I think that's the vibe right now. So obviously I'm gonna eat this book up. She opens up this bookstore in a quaint neighborhood in Seoul. So the book is about her and her customers taking refuge in this bookstore, and the bookstore becomes a place where they all learn how to truly live. A heartwarming story about acceptance and the healing power of books. Yeah. And the cover gives such like summery spring vibes, which may be moving it up on my TBR. Last but not least for my Barnes haul, Neveright by J. Kristoff. This is a fantasy book about assassins, ? In a world where the sun almost never sets, a woman gains entry to a school of infamous assassins seeking vengeance against the powers that destroyed her family. Yeah. Have heard great things about that one as well. On to my second and Charles haul. The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty. Already read that one. The second book comes out in September of this year, I believe. I'm a little unhinged. I'm a little deranged. I'm a little crazy. I'm a little out of pocket. That time I got drunk and saved a demon, and that time I got drunk and yeeted a love potion at a werewolf by Kimberly Lemming. These are the first two books of the Mishaps series. I heard that this is like a little fantasy romance series that's just a cozy vibe. Yeah, cause why not? And Kimberly Lemming, I'm pretty sure, is a Black woman author. Next book, I'm gonna show you this book and I'm gonna lock my doors because this is the OG cover for this book. For whatever reason, the publishing company came out with a new cover for this book for absolutely no reason, and I found the OG cover at 2nd and Charles for $3.75. I know you're hating, girl. I know you're hating, girl. I know you're hating. I know you're sick to your stomach right now. Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. This book sounds like everything I want in a romance book. Yes, this book has been like insanely viral for 3 years. Childhood friends to lovers. They meet each other when they're like in 5th grade, when she goes to stay at this lake house every summer, and they re-meet 10 years later. Bookworm cinnamon romance. This book better be everything that y'all say it is, for real. OG cover, subtle flex. Getting a little bit into my middle grade realm. A Sprinkle of Sorcery by Michelle Harrison. I want to say that if you've been here for a while, you know that I love A Pinch of Magic, the first book to the series. I love that book. I need to buy it for my shelf, I know, but I love that book so much and I recommended it all the time. I want to say, but I don't know if that's true. Did I recommend that book all the time? I know I was obsessed with it. I'm not sure if I talked about it or if I even had my channel at that point, but that's the first book down there, A Pinch of Magic. It's so good and so autumnal. Gonna get to that probably this fall just because it's such a autumnal series. Like, that is the perfect time to start reading this series and to read all the books in this series. Speaking of a kind of fall vibe middle grade, I have two more autumnal middle grade books, Nevermore and Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. These books used to be so popular on middle grade booktube, and yes, I was obsessed with middle grade booktube. They had so many good recommendations going around 2 years ago. So I was obsessed. I was feeding over middle grade booktube, and I was reading everything that the girls were recommending except for these 2 books for whatever reason. And I think there's a 3rd book to the series as well. I can't quite remember if this is the 3rd book, but I don't think it is. Academic vibes, very whimsical. Children magician vibes. I think these are also going to go on my fall TBR for this year. So cute. Dead Dead Girls by Nekesa Afia. This is a Harlem Renaissance mystery book. From what I know, one of my favorite niche type of vibes when it comes to mystery books and like sometimes literary fiction, historical fiction, is the Harlem Renaissance time period. Like that era. The Changeling by Victor Laval. This is another horror book by Victor Laval. I have Lone Women already. Have I read Lone Women? No. But this book was $6. And my brother was buying it for me. And also, found the little book of the month. Bookmark. How exciting is that? To be continued. Then I have The Final Revival of Opal and Nev by Donnie Walton. This, I heard, is kind of similar to Daisy Jones and the Six, which I did enjoy. I also enjoyed The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Both books made me cry a bit. And Daisy Jones and the Six had my chest hurting because Unrequited Love is so hard to read about, and Jaded Love is so hard to read about. Like, it actually hurts. This music journalist is interviewing these 2 singers that paired up together to create rock music. This is also written in interview format, and it smells quite good. My goodness. It smells quite good. We Free the Stars by Hafsa Faisal. This is the 2nd book in the We Hunt the Flame series by Hafsa Faisal. This is the same woman that wrote... Is it a woman? Let me not misgender nobody now. Yeah, this is the same woman that wrote A Tempest of Tea, which was so good. And I can't wait to read the 2nd book of that. Actually, is the 2nd book out? Publishing also in September. Hold on. Gagged. Gorgeous. But anyway, same author that wrote that book. That book's so good. Heist, vampires, romance. The main character is a woman that owns a tea shop. I'm just letting you know. I'm just sharing the news. Can't wait to read this book. I don't have the 1st book to this series, We Hunt the Flame, but this book was $5. So I'm sure I'll find the 1st book at some point. That was my entire haul of 21 books that I got today. Shout out to my brother, super seriously, because I'm set for the year, honestly. And you're probably wondering where I'm going to put these books. I'm wondering the same thing. But luckily there's empty floor space. There's always empty floor space when you think about it. You always have room for books when you think about it. I hope you enjoyed this haul, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Bye!